What up? What up? What it is, y'all? Circa 97, gutter gutter. Just killer this time.
What's going on?
We chilling, man. We chilling. How you living, bro?
Great, man. Great. It's a beautiful day today. Making
Okay.
some errands, making some rounds. So, had to get out and get some God, man. Get some sunshine, get some light, man. They say he's the light. Had to get some God today.
Okay. Get some of that sun on you, man. Well, that's good to hear, man. We've been at this for a little bit now, man. I think just over a week and whatnot, man. Pumping out videos, having fun, man. I know we talked about it's good that we're doing this, man, because it keeps us busy, man. So that's what's up, man. I appreciate that thus far, man.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. We doing what we do just in front of everybody. That's all, man. So hopefully, we can get a lot of people to join in and donate their 2 cents and I'm pretty sure, like minds think alike. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting once we progress.
Yeah, and it's good to hear because our thought process is not 100% the same, but it's good to hear how other people's twist on things, man. So hopefully that's gonna start coming in soon, man. But today, man, I wanted to talk to you about stereotypes, bro. Like, as black men, we carry a bag full of stereotypes, right?
Uh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
And it strikes me, man, because we get some good stereotypes, we get some bad ones, man. But I've been, it was just something that was on my mind, man. I just wanted to get your feel on, man. Like, how have you experienced the stereotypes, or I guess the assumptions of you being a young black man? What kind of assumptions carry with that, man? Or what kind of stereotypes have you ran into?
Uh, the angry black guy,
Okay.
uh, Mr. Sensitive, can't take a joke. When other races insult you, they believe that it's cool, but it's okay for them to say what they want and treat us a certain type of way. But when you stand up and retaliate for yourselves, you're the angry black guy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? So of course, that comes along with it. I want to touch on all the negative stereotypes, not really the positive ones or whatever. But of course, dealing with law enforcement, when you go to certain stores or certain boutiques or whatever, you're followed. You know,
Hmm.
um, or when you go to certain places, you're not even asked, "Do you need help?" So it goes
Yeah.
both ways. Either you get a lot of attention or you get none attention. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, Things of that sort. Again, in the workplace, we have a different set of rules in the workplace, man.
Yeah.
We can't be as vocal. Well, we can be, but like people are going to retaliate against us. The repercussions are going to be greater. We always to go along to get along type of deal. Those type of stereotypes. Young black males, we don't even talk. That's a whole new show within its own in terms of stereotypes and how people mistreat or misjudge them or pre-treat them and prejudge them. Uh, so that's just to touch on a few, just to get us started. So
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy, man. Like that's something that I saw when I was real young, man. And coming up in Chicago, like that, I just thought that's what the world was, man. We talk to people about how racism and because stereotypes and racism can be put in the same sentence, man. If you are making a judgment on someone based on their race and not on that person, because all of these assumptions, all of these stereotypes is because this black man can't afford this black man, every black person steals, every black person is going to do XYZ, and we get grouped into that. And it's a shame. One of the funniest ones, I wouldn't say funny, it was sad. um, I was doing some volunteer work. Okay. Oh yeah, I volunteer. I gives back to the community. But anyway, I volunteered at a school. They needed to move some desks from one classroom to another so they can do some renovation. So I go there, and a white woman sees me, and she sees me walking towards the classroom, and she was like, "No, the gym room is that way." There's a basketball game going on at the same time. I'm just like, why do you assume that I'm not here to help or here to volunteer or do this task to help out the community? And it was crazy, and I just chuckled. And I went on. I was like, no, I'm here to help out in the classroom. Left again. Then another white man saw me, said the same thing. Hey, the gym is that way. And I'm
That's
just like,
crazy.
yeah. And this was in Virginia. So I mean, obviously we know the history of Virginia, but we deal with that so much, man. And it's kind of hard to get away from it, man. It's no matter how you carry yourself, where you come up from. Um, you know, the I think Kanye said it said it the best on All Falls Down when he was like, even if you're in a Benz, you still a nigga in a coupe.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Um, go ahead.
you want to give examples? So I used to work for this place, and it was predominantly the majority color, and
Okay.
but they treated me very well. I would give them that. However, we had this one event where you have people stand out on the corner for charity, and
Yeah.
with the cups and the cars or whatever. Not not on the corner, but in the street, try
Yeah.
to collect for the organization or whatever. I'm not gonna mention the organization. So the boss, who was real cool, he said, I want everybody to go out there, and help out, you
Raise
know,
some, raise some funds.
yeah, raise some funds. And I flat out said, I'm not doing that. Flat out. I was just the company was predominantly white. The area where the company was at was predominantly white. I'm one of the few colored people. I just straight up told them I'm not doing that. And they was like, why? I was like, I'm just not gonna do that. Because if I would have complained or moaned about something, it would have been dismissed. You know what I mean? Oh, get over it. And I just flat out said I wasn't doing it. So my direct supervisor, I was in a certain sector. My direct supervisor, before he didn't know I wasn't going out there. But before I even said, before I even stood on it and said I wasn't going out there, he says, "Oh, Vern, oh, God damn it." He says, "V shouldn't go because they gonna think he's gonna steal all the money. They're gonna think he's gonna keep them for himself."
Yeah.
Now they said he said this before I said I wouldn't go because I knew people were gonna think like that. You
Wow.
understand what I'm saying? And so he said it he was a real jokester. He again joke, laughing but serious.
Yeah.
That's for black
Yeah.
folks. That's for black folk. The LBVS, laughing but very, yeah, that's for us. Yeah, it's funny, but it's not funny. It's funny, but it's the truth type of deal. But this
Yeah.
is before he even knew I wasn't gonna go. And I say, man, that's why I'm not really going, to be honest with you, because of people say
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
And he was apologetic. He said his wife got on his ass. He couldn't sleep. Whatever, all that typical apology. But
Yeah, get out of here with that shit. You didn't care
uh,
about that.
I mean, but again, I wasn't going. And if they would fire me that day, this was at a time where jobs was good, so I wasn't really worried about finding another
You get
job.
fired and hired in the
Yeah,
same day.
the supply and demand was high around there, so I ain't no problem getting another gig. But
Yeah.
I was prepared to, because I knew if I work with someone who thinks like that, the people on the street think the same of me. So,
Yeah.
needless to say, I didn't go. Yeah, he was apologetic, but you know, laughing but serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But I know you said you didn't want to talk about the positive stereotypes. We'll save that for later because it is some positive stereotypes.
Oh, no question about it. No question about it. I don't want to touch on it in the beginning. We could touch on it now, but I was just opening up with
I
the
mean,
with the with the negative one.
we still got negatives to get to,
Oh yeah,
but
that's true. Yeah.
it's so much, man. Because like, just where we come from, again, I know we talked about one of the episodes where we was in cuffs together, and we were quick story
Couple
time.
times. Couple
Yeah,
times.
we was in front of my house, and for you all who don't know me from prior to '97, I stayed in Leclerc Courts, formerly Leclerc Courts projects on the southwest side of Chicago. They're row houses, so we were in the better projects. They're not the high rise projects that people know about. We were. I had a downstairs and an upstairs. We was living good for projects, but I was in front of my house in my car that's registered to my name, and my man Killer was in the driver's seat. The car is parked. Okay, let's put that out. The car is parked in front of the house that the car is registered to, and it's probably like 10 in the morning. I'm in the passenger seat, and we were installing a head unit. We was installing a radio in my car. Police swooped down on us because there's no way that someone could be installing a radio. They have to be stealing a radio. And this was the most of the stereotypes that we deal with coming up was from the police, law enforcement. It was just, hey, you black and you in this area, you're about to do something. And it kept us away from a lot of different places. We didn't go a lot of places in Chicago because of that. But it was just something that we were so used to living with. And then once I got older, it was second nature. I knew people was gonna
100%.
people was gonna see me and think one thing or another. I one of
100%.
one of the cars that I have is a 7 Series BMW. You really don't expect a young black guy to be driving that. When I bought it, I was young. I was 30 when I bought it. It was a gift for myself for starting my life over again. But when people see that car and see me, like they see the car, they see the license plate I have on it, they automatically think it's an old white man. And they see my young black ass walk up there. When people have the stereotypes of us and we prove them wrong, that's the best meal. Man, I eat that shit up, man. I love it. And but it's a shame that that's where we're at in this society and this world, that we don't judge a person by who they are. We just look at their skin, look at their shape, look at what they do, and just write them off right off the jump, man.
Oh, 100%. Also, that time in Cicero. You remember when we got pulled over in Cicero?
What happened in
We
Cicero?
we was on our way to breakfast, and the boys swooped down on us. Oh, you don't remember that?
Nah, what? Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah, man. It was three of them. You don't remember that?
nah, man.
We was,
I got snatched up so many times, man.
yeah, I was with you that time. No,
Because
we was
it was
driving.
another it was another time I got snatched. Because most of that time I was driving without a license.
We was going to the egg and beggar,
Steak
egg
and
and
egg.
something.
Steak
Huh?
and egg. We was
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
steak
yeah,
and egg.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Man, look,
yeah,
man, I done got snatched up by the police so many times, man.
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
keep track of it, man. That's
yeah.
later in the show. We'll get on that because we don't. I mean, it's stereotypes and stereotypes, but as y'all saw in the last episode, we started off talking about class, and then we ended up somewhere else. So it's gonna go a lot of places. So I'm quite sure we'll start talking about that and getting arrested and all the dumbness that we did, man. But um, good stereotypes. Then what you got of that?
Uh, physically strong. A lot of other groups think that we're physically well. You can tell by the athletes. The athletes and the football players and things of that sort. So just in terms of being physically strong, and of course the sexual stereotypes. Uh,
Look,
uh,
I'm not in a rush to prove people wrong on that. Like if you call me, you saying I'm gonna steal something, I'm a thug, and I'm gonna do all that, I'm gonna prove you wrong. But if you like, oh, I want to get with this black man because I heard this, that, and the third, I'm gonna oblige. Well, I would oblige back then.
Right. I understand, but isn't that still being used
I mean,
sexually?
yeah. It is. I mean, it's never gonna go away, man. It's a aura about us, man. Like we are still taboo. You know, we are still. I mean, white people are taboo as well too. Because my mother will always first thing she'll ask, man. If I'm telling her I got a new girlfriend, you know, when I was younger, first thing she'll ask me, is she white? I wasn't supposed to be with no white girl. Ain't no way
Yeah,
in the world. My mama's from Arkansas. My pops is from Mississippi. Ain't no way they was gonna let me bring a white girl home because it's
for sure.
taboo. And on the other
Yeah,
side of the fence, it's the same thing. Becky ain't gonna let you let Jerome and Tyrone and you know Roscoe and Frederick. Hey, she can't bring them niggas home. So it's the same thing, man. So it's still it's still in society, you know, because
oh,
we're so
most
taboo
definitely.
and everyone
Most
like
definitely.
you hear about it now with the advent of you know so much porn and pornography and it's dudes everywhere nowadays. It's probably not as less prevalent, but man, yeah. Um, a lot of women think that way, man. Like, oh, I got to get with a black man. Like, nah, we just gonna mess up
Yeah.
your credit and make a rap album.
Well, again, you stupid. Like I said though, but isn't it like? I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, you're having sex with women, but you're still being used. You're not good enough to be accepted within her family, which some guys don't care as long as they knock it off. So,
Yeah,
but
you
but
can marry him.
you don't care. But you know what I mean. But not to be seen in public with somebody, that's kind of disheartening, to me.
True,
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But I
would.
mean, it is what it is. So
No, hey, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. When I dated a white girl, man, I was always self conscious about what people thought about me, man.
hmm
And you know, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I said, I broke up with her. Um, I made up some bullshit just to break up with her, man. The
yeah,
girl,
it's a lot of pressure. It's tough. It's tough
it was crazy, man. I don't know why I keep bringing up Kanye, man. Like like
because
he's
he's a
a prophet
genius.
or
He's
some
a
shit.
genius.
He says a lot of things, and I'd be like, man, you're right. But
He's a
Gold
genius.
Digger had just came out, and I was with this white girl, and uh, and you know that line. And when he get on, he leave your ass
He's
for a
only
white
asked
girl.
for a white girl. Facts.
I had just ran across a good amount of money, and to myself, I felt like I was on. You know, I was boom, I was doing good. And here I go with a white girl, and I was
Yeah.
like, man, you know. And the thing is, I never attracted white girls.
Right.
I attracted white girls that would call me nigga.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. 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 Right.
You know, you're not white. I never
Right.
attracted no valley girls. Like, you
Yeah.
know, these were some thugs.
No. No.
But
No. No. All American. You never came across an all American white woman.
nah, man, no. I wasn't their first black dude. Let me tell you
Right.
that.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Facts.
And,
Right.
and,
Right. Right. Right.
man, I was just the one at the moment.
Right.
But
Right.
I let those stereotypes, I let what people would think about me changed the way the way I felt, man. And I'm not proud of it. Everything happens for a reason. I don't regret anything. Like I said, everything that I did in the past got me to this point right now. But when I look back, man, I was a victim of it too because I was like, black women always look at black women look at black men that go to white women or out. I'm just gonna say outside of the race. No, I'm not. I can't even say outside of the race because a black woman ain't gonna trip if you get a Puerto Rican, a Mexican, a Latina. They may not say nothing if you get an Asian, but if you bring home a black woman, I mean a white woman, man, your people gonna go crazy. I know my people will. My people go crazy, man.
Yeah.
And I knew that. My mom, ammo instilled that in me, man. I tell my mama every time, like, yeah, mom, me and my girl about to go out. Oh, you got a girlfriend? I'm like, yeah, mom, I've been talking to her for a while. Is she white? And I try to fight it. I'm like, mom, does that matter? Well, I'm just asking them. No, I know what you're doing, mama. You telling me. No snowflakes up in this house. Um, And I fell victim to that, man. But we always say we're a product of our upbringing, product of our times. And man, I couldn't do it, man. But yeah, those type of stereotypes. Just worrying about what people think about you, man, and it shouldn't be that way. I was happy. That girl would have gave me her kidney right there on the spot if I asked
It
for
didn't
it. Man.
matter. It didn't matter. The cloud weighed heavy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, man. I
Uh,
was just cause I was like, how I'm gonna look hopping out of a two-door Caprice with a grill in, hat banged off to the left with Becky on my arm. And I thought
right.
I was so concerned about what people would think about me, like I would lose any cred or anything. And I'm like, nah, I was looking at it all wrong. All these dudes, Jeezy had him an Asian chick. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
If Jeezy stepping out of the line, we all can. That's the green
Hey,
light.
I'm glad you brought that up because Jeezy's situation proves that going to the other side don't make it better. You know what I mean? They still had their issues too. You know what I mean? So
We
I
got
guess at the
problems.
end of the day,
We got
everybody got
problems on
their
both
own
sides
thing,
of the
man.
fence.
You
Yeah,
know, people, the mean and the gray black women like this. I'm gonna tell you like this: the devil that you know is better than the one you don't know. You know what I
and the devil
mean?
we know are black women.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I rather deal with that devil. I have an expectation of her. I know what to expect dealing with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When you're dealing with another race, you got to deal with that on top of most stuff. It probably get a little bit crazy after a while. You know what I mean?
yeah, it can
So,
get hectic.
but
No, but like my the white chick I had, man, her family was cool. Like I said, I wasn't the first one in line. I was just
yeah,
the one at the counter at that time. You know, but I think they was accepting of her, and they was just like, okay, whatever,
let me ask you something.
what that.
Do you think it was a phase, or do you think she would have eventually married a black guy, or she would have came back home and married a white boy? Just,
She
just,
married,
just all.
she married a black guy. She's married to a black guy
Okay.
right now. Yeah,
Okay, so that is a thing. Okay, sometimes it's just a phase.
dang,
So
that's her.
sometimes it's just a phase, you know. So she like to get dick down, huh?
Uh, that's her thing. That is her thing. But big ups to
That's
her.
what I mean.
She had kids, and a lot of women like mixed race kids and all of that, man. So, um, hey,
Yeah. Uh,
yeah, man. But you get those stereotypes as well too. So I fell victim to it as well. As far as like just letting it control my happiness at the time. Um, I never discriminated. Once I got out of Chicago, I stopped discriminating. I was very discriminatory um, when I was in Chicago. And we talked about this too. I couldn't stand chocolate women. You couldn't throw a chocolate woman at me.
you
Is
could
it a
throw it.
stereotype?
You could throw it anytime when I was younger, boy. Anytime.
I
Anytime.
was what I tell you, I was selective, man. I was very
Yeah.
selective. But
O-
once
Okay, so with that being said, you a stereotype upon a stereotype. So where you were discriminatory against chocolate women, so you were prejudiced within your own prejudiceness, right?
man, look, I ain't saying I was a saint back then, brother. I have my flaws. I came to the light though. You know that.
Yeah, for
I
sure,
came to the light hard.
for
I
sure.
look, I overcompensated so much that I wind up getting heavily involved with a chocolate thing. So I try to
Yeah.
right my wrongs.
I think it's all a phase. It's a good phase though. You know, experimentation is good sometimes, man. Uh, just as long as you're able to escape from it. Sometimes people can't get out of it. You know what I mean? You get caught up in it, or you might go to jail behind it, or it's just really hard to people are just people, man. You know what I mean? It's hard to not judge somebody, really.
True.
That's the challenge, because you already going into this preconceived notion that okay, I'm expecting this, and when this happens, you're like, oh shit, it ain't what I thought it was gonna be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Okay, they struggling like me. You know, they on welfare like me. Okay, he works where? I got a better job than this person. You think, you know what I mean? You think other races are doing, you kind of put them
Yeah.
on a pedestal, not on purpose. You don't do it on purpose. It's just the way we've been programmed and conditioned. But when you get into other people's lives, you're like, oh shit, I'm doing better than these cats, man. I
Yeah.
thought I was in trouble. She do, or the other way, this person doing worse than me. So
Yeah.
it's just hard not to judge people. You know, um, but that's just the way it is, I guess. So
Yeah, no, and yeah, I get that, man. But I think long as you don't let those that judgment, you can go in with that notion about somebody, but then when you allow that to negatively affect how you deal with that person, that's when you kind of cross the line. Because we all
yeah,
go in with that notion, like I see somebody name, and I'm like, man, Zachary Taylor, man, this motherfucker finna be blah 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 blah. And and I'd be like, oh, okay, no, he wasn't as bad as I thought it was, man. But
yeah,
uh
yeah.
we go in with those things fully loaded, man. One thing I wanted to talk to you about, because you didn't get a chance. We talked about this offline, kind of going back to the outside of the race stuff. Is it safe for me to say that you kind of prejudiced, man?
In regards to,
You don't dabble outside of you don't color outside the lines. No, we talked about how like it ain't an abundance of different different races running around your location.
the geography definitely is more, place to park. I've worked around all type of races. Uh, Maybe only a few of them made me like want to jump, but for the most part, man, I love me a thick black woman, man. You know, I love that shit. I mean, I relate to so much. You understand?
Right.
Uh, you know, black people, we have our own rules, we have our own things, and it's very, but with the body of the race, when you play sports, you know, uh, you play sports and nobody's at your home games or whatever, you go out to these suburban schools or something, it's just packed. The stadium is packed. The band is rolling. The cheerleaders. That's intimidating, man. You know what I mean? It's like it's just different. It's just different things, man. You know what I mean? You coming in already defeated. The score just don't reflect it. You know what I mean? Because you're not used to getting that support. Not all. It's not all. I'm just nitpicking, but uh again, like you, the stigma. I ain't want to hear nobody mouth about it. Uh, I just love me a thick ass black woman, man. So
Man, hey, man, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I think I like we said, I was in a different environment, man. It's not like I definitely want
exposure, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I definitely wasn't looking for it in Chicago. I can't even name 5 white women in Chicago.
I just never. I'm pretty sure. I know for sure a couple of them did like me, but I'm sure they had the same stigma too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We don't think about what other people think too. Like they matter too. Like, yeah, I like V, but what will my dad think? Or what will my mom think? You know what I
yeah,
mean? And when you at home with your parents, it matters what they think because they
yeah.
can kick you out. They paying for your school and they pay. It's a
I
little different, but you know.
think
So
Von Dukes would kick us out for for bringing a white woman home.
and I'm talking about the other race, the other races.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? For dealing with us, it's
yeah,
much way. It's 10 times harsher than what our parents would do. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I mean?
they'll get written out the wheel.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So they probably debating on hell, is the risk worth the reward? I got to sneak around with them. You know what I mean? What if the police catches us? It's just so many calculations you have to, like you got to be a strong woman to be able to deal with that. So it's friction on both sides, man.
Yeah,
But uh, I know a couple of outsiders who like me, but I mean, I'm a relationship guy, so I've been in relationships for most of my life. So uh, it was just, the exposure, the geography, and I just didn't have the time for it. So
yeah. No, I didn't line up. I don't even think, like real talk. I don't even think we went to high school with any white girls.
it was a few. They was sprinkled, they was sprinkled.
Nah, only
Uh,
the whitest girl that was in the school was can I say the name?
nah,
It ain't nothing negative, man. She knows she
nah.
looked white.
Well, nah, we ain't gonna do that.
Oh, you playing with me, man. Come on.
We ain't gonna do that. That's gonna
All
be
I'm
too
gonna
much.
say, all I'm gonna say is her name was a season. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't. We send it to me in the chat. I know what you're talking about. Begin with an A.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That was the whitest girl I knew.
It was a handful, man. But they just never. When you see all that sexy chocolate running around there, you ain't thinking about no white chick, man. We had some cold women, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We had some cold women in high school. Again, like I say, me personally, I just wasn't exposed like you've been exposed, you know what I mean, geography
yeah,
wise. So you had, again, like I was stating on the other show, the mistress, uh the numbers. So a lot of times it's numbers and statistics. And if the
yeah,
recipe is right, if the wind blows this way, this gonna happen. If it blows this way, this gonna happen. If the temperature drops this way, this gonna happen. A lot
yeah.
of it is timing. You
Right.
know what
A
I
perfect
mean?
storm.
So when you have the majority of, we have a melting pot of people, you're more likely than, to encounter that type of thing. But if it's predominantly black and you see a few sprinkles, well, hell, you're gonna go with the numbers. More nines out of ten. Everybody got their preference, but nines out of ten. So it's a numbers
Yeah.
thing, man. It's a
And I,
numbers
I thought
thing.
I thought Kenwood was a very diversified school. It wasn't that diverse.
When you think about it, retrospect, no, not really, not really. It was predominantly black.
Yeah.
Now, if we went to school up north, we have a different conversation, man.
Oh yeah, we'll
You
be
know what I
totally
mean?
different people.
We have a different conversation. So yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But hey, well, I'm gonna close this out, man. You know, we've been I mean, we don't like to keep the we don't like to do nothing with the wife for a long period of time. This has been 33 minutes.
man,
We've been,
that's it. Oh man.
we've been with the mistress for like an hour, bro.
Oh my God, man. Okay, before we close out,
We ain't got
uh,
we can keep it chopping, but
yeah, I'm prepared, man. Like it's so much to get into.
well, let's go
Uh,
then.
uh, your other question, you had another topic that you wanted to discuss.
That's a whole
You had a
nother show.
list.
I gotta.
Oh, come on,
That's,
man. Give me one.
oh, we
Give me
gonna,
one. Give me one.
we
Give me
gonna be in
one
that.
more.
We gonna be in that thing thick,
Give
thick.
me. Well, let's start it off, and we'll just come back to it.
Once it starts, you gotta finish it, man.
I don't even think we gonna finish the stereotype thing because it just goes so deep.
Yeah, that's why you
Uh,
gotta you gotta find a way to cut it because we'll talk for 5 hours straight,
uh,
and you gotta give the people bite size, man, bite size chunks, man.
okay, Commander, what you want to
All right, we'll wrap this up, man. We'll go to our closing thoughts, man.
do? Oh man,
Oh, you don't want to wrap it up?
nah, I don't. I really don't.
We ain't got to wrap it up, man. Go ahead. What's on your mind, man?
Uh, sex.
Oh, okay. Hey, here we go.
I look at Instagram and other social media outlets, and I see
Mm-hmm.
these big, beautiful, modified women.
Okay. Yep.
Some modified, some natural,
They'll
and
say it's natural because they took fat from their body and put it in their ass.
I said some natural and some modified. You know,
Okay.
uh, and I always think, like this is a cold woman. This is a beautiful, thick woman.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after sex?
Man, that's a good
What happens
question.
after? We
Because
always want to get to the sex, but what happens after sex?
there a lot of the women aren't they're showing one thing. Like it's not a woman that's on Instagram. It probably is. Don't get me wrong. I can't say this in, I'm just saying in general. Is you're gonna see the ass before you see her brain.
Uh,
And they're not doing anything like to capture the attention besides using those assets. Those assets. And yeah, that question, you have to pose that question. What's going to happen after the sex? Once that post nut clarity, what's going to happen? Because it's like, okay, this is done. I'm not going to be fucking you 24 hours in a day. What else do you have? And I think women aren't focusing on a lot of substance anymore, man. Like they're going all in on looks.
so what happens after sex?
Hey, look, if you got a woman, if the woman caught you on those looks, nothing. Once you have sex, it's nothing there. You don't know any. She has no other qualities that's worth a damn.
So what do you go to the next?
Ain't nobody sticking around. She gonna go to the next because she knows she ain't got nothing to keep you there.
So everybody move on. Everybody just sexing each other.
That, that's my assumption. What
I,
says you?
I agree with you. I agree with you. I just before we started this live stream, I was, I saw something nice. I saw something nice on IG, and I'm like, damn, hey, yo, if I in a different time zone, different time and space, you know
Right?
what I mean? Like, man, that's nice. And then I thought to myself, like, okay, what happens after that? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Once you catch it, what do you do?
Yeah,
And I don't that I don't know, man. Because I don't even think they again, why would they settle down?
100%.
It's lucrative to them, man. This what man, look, what
Yeah,
the game that they running is lucrative. They're playing on easy mode. I would get if I was on social media doing the things that a woman does, showing my body what a woman does, won't none shake, won't none happen. It won't be no way. And I don't care how my body is now. If I focused on getting my body to the point where I just black out, ain't nothing gonna shake. Because a woman
yeah,
is not wired that way. A woman is not wired to see a man's physique and then they just like go crazy like we would. That ain't gonna get it for them. So we had a disadvantage in that arena out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Do- doesn't it diminish the value of the woman if she's sexualizing herself though?
yeah, yeah, no doubt. Because if you have to show that, then you have nothing else. You have I feel like you have nothing else.
Yeah,
Um, if you got to come out of the gate showing everything like this, you have nothing else to attract a person. You don't
yeah,
have just beauty in your face. You don't have intelligence. You don't. It's something else, and it's something else that you're lacking, and you need to use this body to compensate for it. I don't know. Maybe that should be an experiment, man. Go out, find one of them, and then just be like, hey, look, I'm doing a survey for my show, Circa 97. And I think you don't have a personality. That's why you dress half-ass right now.
Yeah, but I would have to pay for her time, and I'm not doing that.
That's
That, that,
why.
that
That's why she wouldn't settle down.
that's not
If
gonna happen.
she settles down with you, that's one monthly subscription, and that's
Yeah,
it. But if she settled down with you and me, that's two subscriptions. So that's the way the mind is going to work. Why have
yeah,
one customer when I can have two customers? Why have two
yeah,
customers when I can have four customers?
yeah.
And I don't. My other thing is like I wonder how men with if these women have a man in their life, how do they feel about it?
Well, that's a whole nother topic because I mean it's a lot of men that is okay with their wives or their girlfriends sleep with other men just to make her happy. So that's a whole nother portal. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's a whole nother bag to open up right there.
Yeah, yeah. Because men are dealing with a whole lot of stuff just to keep it together.
Yeah,
Men deal with a lot of stuff. They deal with a lot of disrespect. They deal with a lot of everything just to have that woman or to have their family intact. It's a big sacrifice. So I mean
yeah.
that's a whole new portal, man. So
Okay, well let me put it on you. Let's say
hmm
you got your girl, and she wants to start being an IG model.
okay.
What where do you stand on that?
Um, I wouldn't go for that
And why is that?
because what you have is for me. It's not for the world to see. If I'm your girl,
If she your girl, okay. But
uh,
some people may look at it as like in empowering their woman.
well, she could do that with someone else. Yeah, she gonna do that with me. Yeah, I mean, 'cause that's not
Right.
that's not how this men and women thing work. So it's a lot of gender role reversal going on right now. I mean, if you wanna create your own everything, you create it. But I mean, you still need to respect me as being a man. And if you don't respect me as a man, I'm okay with that too. I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna argue with you about my manhood. You just go with someone else.
Yeah. So you'll just leave it straight alone.
Yeah,
Okay. Fair
100%, 100%. And it's not a jealousy thing. It's a class thing. You know what I mean? It's a with me thing. You're representing me, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I ain't dealing with that. No IG, no OnlyFans, none of that. If you want to do it, I'll support you 1,000%, but you won't be in my orbit.
No, it's man. I done seen things where like husband and wives create OnlyFans pages and they do their things on there together.
Yeah,
Um, it's the world has transcended so much, and we just kind of watched it go by. Like, wait a minute, they doing what? And that's kind of where
yeah,
we're at right now. When we in our early 20s, when MySpace was a thing, it wasn't people popping out like that. Tom wasn't gonna stand for that shit. You would have got
not
kicked. You would have got kicked off of MySpace first and foremost. But those things transform because we realized that the world realized that they can monetize sex, man. We just said that, man.
100%,
Um,
100%.
that's what and it's not even the reproduction part of sex. Um, it's not like we're having sex to keep our legacy going, to keep our family going. We just fucking for money.
Right. Prostitution, baby. Oldest
Yeah,
profession.
it's just it's a job now, and not even that, man. Like I think we talked about it on the mistress, where the a woman got a page, dudes paying to watch her do her thing, and it's just like they the guys have we control it and we allow this.
Yes.
We allowed this to get to this point. Can we take it back?
No.
It's gone. It's too far gone.
It's, uh, yes. When something is started, is I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but when something is started like that, is hard to stop. Uh, because I think it's a lot of and we spoke on the other on the other show about this, but it's a lot of guys with a lot of social anxiety and they don't know how to approach, they don't know how to talk to women or you know, money and time. It's a money and time
Yeah.
thing. So if you have an unattractive guy who's not used to getting, women or whatever, it'd be easy for him to just buy OnlyFans or for a picture, a certain type of picture. So it's just easy for him.
Right.
The microwave. We're in a microwave generation where, you know, they just want it now. It's easier this way. They want the easy way out of things. So no, it ain't never going back. It might branch off to other things. Like you see now, like a lot of IG models, OnlyFans models, some of them end up on certain shows, reality shows, or they come their own brand. But that's far in between. That's a very, very small percentage. Everybody can do it, but it
Yeah.
might piggyback off something else. But in terms of that market is here to stay. I remember they tried to take nudity off OnlyFans. Man, they went crazy. they
Oh yeah, yeah, I
went
remember that. They
they
wanted
went
it to just
crazy.
be like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that ain't happening.
They, they went crazy. Hey man, sex rules the world, man. And,
Yeah,
and and it's unfortunate because I think people I know people use sex as a means for validation. So
yeah,
it validates something. It fills in a void and they believe that or maybe they experienced trauma or whatever, so they don't care about it. They don't value sex or whatever. But sex as a weapon, like a house party, they use sex as a weapon, man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Uh, but no, it ain't going nowhere. They can shut down whatever they want to shut down. Prostitutes are gonna always be around. Sex is one of the most powerful things on this planet, man. So it's not going anywhere.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of like remember how well you don't remember because we wasn't alive then, but like could you imagine a time where like how we did prohibition with alcohol? Like
Yes,
I can just imagine how that went. Like somebody was like, these drunks are getting out of control. We are prohibiting alcohol. Can you see a time when somebody like, man, these hoes is running wild. I'm
never,
paying $500 for some pussy. We
never,
motherfucker, we better,
never,
you know,
never.
because like we're loosening the belt on everything in society. Like I never thought there'd be a day where we're starting to legalize drugs. So what's the we already got guns, they're legalizing drugs. Next thing is going to be sex. Once they remove the stigmatism behind prostitution and they just be like go ahead and do it, oh it's going to be buck wild, man. There's a near San Diego, there's a town called National City. I was reading this article about this. The mayor of National City, he created a law where you police cannot they cannot not so much arrest, but they can't mess with women who are scantily clad. And he said the reason why he was doing this was because the transsexuals in that city were being said they were being harassed by police because the police were saying that they were prostitutes and they said
Mm,
they were not. So
mm.
now he passed that law in the hopes to look out. He passed it saying that I'm looking out for the transsexual community. What happened is that the prostitutes came out. Man, there was it was an article. The guy said that he was in the turning lane and this lady had on nothing but a G string, walked in front of his car and was just standing there. He blew the horn like, "Bitch, I'm trying to turn," and she got mad at him. It was people at lunch at 10 in the morning and a lady walking down the street butt naked.
Yeah.
That is how has turned into. And once we remove that stigma around the world and make it just become an open market for sex, it's a done deal. You better off finding another planet to live on.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's a great point. Actually, if they open it up, I think it's gonna get worse because it's almost like a limited a pair of Jordans. You know what I mean? I only have X amount, so I could charge X amount. Well, hell, if you open it up, the people who've been doing it, well, hell, they're gonna lose money. It's gonna be problems. It's gonna, it's a free pussy market, and it's gonna be, it's gonna be wars over that. Like no question about it. If you know I can go to a certain spot at a certain time and get a certain service, that's exclusive. You know what I mean? That person
Yeah.
has that market. Well, if everybody can do it, oh man, that's gonna be chaos. You know what I mean? Same with the
So
same with the alcoholism and the prohibition. Okay, we outlaw alcohol, but I can still get it. I know I can still get it. And since I'm supplying it, I know I can charge you X amount. Well, if everybody's selling liquor, hell, you cutting into my profits now because everybody got it.
yeah, and that's kind of how the people that they interviewed down in National City was saying, like the shit's everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. And you get towns that's like that. And it's like, we want to do this for the trans community because I guess for some reason transsexuals walk around dressed like prostitutes. I don't know,
Mm-mm.
but it's crazy because his goal was to support the transsexuals, and then the freaks came out and just tore it up, man. But I just wonder how what's going to make this society that we're in, where sex is just so prevalent, how that's going to change. Not saying that I'm against sex, but when like when you're trying to monetize something, that sex was put here for, call me what you want to call me. Sex was put here for us to reproduce. We found
100%.
we found a way to do it without reproducing, and then we would just went buck. It's
Right.
like we found a way. It's like God gave us cocaine, and we was like, hold on, I could put some baking soda in this and make it crack.
That's correct.
Oh,
Right.
I'm gonna hit it, and that's kind of what we. That's kind of where we're at with it. But uh,
Oh, listen.
it's but it's crazy because it's like now, like again, that's all that women are trying to do, and it's like if you're not trying to buy something, if you're not contributing to her, if you're not subscribing to her, she don't even want to hear nothing you got to say.
Shit, on nothing you. My a partner of mine went out to this spot on the south side, and it was, I guess it's like these, I don't even know what I don't know what to call them, women, whatever. And they was
Oh,
cold, they were cold. They had X amount of followers or whatever, you know.
mhm,
And he showed me the picture. I'm like, yo, yeah, look, yeah, she decent or whatever. He
right.
said, V, you know, they was charging dudes money just to talk to them, just to sit with them. I
What
say
what that's
sit
that,
with
man?
them. I say sit with them to do what? Like what do we? He said just to talk to them costs bread. I say, oh my God. I'm not blaming the women at all. Get your bread. You
Yeah,
stupid ass men, something is wrong with. I don't care if you got all the money in the world. Speaking or talking to someone, unless you're learning something, some information, or a lecture, or a specialist, or
yeah,
I do believe in capitalism where you don't know information. You have certain information you have to pay for, but
true.
just to have a conversation with someone who's just, who doesn't have anything to offer, that's one of the most ridiculous things I ever heard in my life. And guys were doing it. You know how I know guys were doing it? Because for her to
He
say
did.
that, guys were doing it. You understand? She
Yeah,
she didn't have to have any names or nothing. Just the fact that she said that, it means she's done it before. That means guys are doing this, and that's just for conversation. So to your point, it's never going anywhere. People have figured out, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. If you can make some money, get to it. I'm not doing it. I don't care who you are. I'm not just to talk. No, absolutely not. Because I don't know what type of valuable information. My time is just as valuable as yours. I might have information that you don't know. But what if I charge you for it? Matter of fact, I know I got information that you don't know. You understand? I'm not paying that. So it's just this whole climate, this whole social media thing is just, hey, get your money, but I'm not gonna get involved with
So
it.
how can guys get on that?
um, get on what?
I want to charge a woman to sit down and talk to me. 10 cents
Uh,
a minute. 10 cents a minute, man. I keep it cheap. It's like a
you have to
collect
find,
call, man.
you have to find the product. Oh my God, you have to find the market.
Man, where is this market? Thailand? That's the only market I know about.
No, they got some natural entrepreneurs. Yeah, I mean, some people are just natural entrepreneurs. Some people, you know, it's just bred in them. When I went to come see you,
Right.
and everyone, it was so many merchants, so everybody was selling something. Did those
Yeah.
people look like professional salesmen to you? Like real talk.
No.
Did little kids, were little young kids trying to sell stuff to you?
Yeah. It's everybody out there. Everybody's a
I,
hustler.
I've seen some of the most prettiest women in my life when I went out there, sad as hell, trying to
Yo,
sell
when
something.
we was in Cordoba trying to give us them roses or some
Yes,
shit.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's a means. Selling is a means of survival, and I get that. Some people have to sell. And then you have a group of people who want to take the easy way. But if somebody's willing to buy, sell it. I'm not against that. But
So, but
social media has changed everything.
here's the thing. Men can't sell, so we manage. So how do we
Again,
become managers? How do we become managers of these women?
well, it's a certain percentage amount of men can do that. There's a lot of men that uses women. That women pay them. They pay them for that. There's a market for that. It's just small or very unknown, or some people are ashamed of mentioning that. But it's definitely a market for it. Uh, Male strip clubs, women come there.
Yeah.
Uh, Male gigolos. Some women are lonely, so some women do pay for that. You specifically, I don't have an answer for you, but it does exist, you know.
Well, I
But
mean, but we realized that through the dawn of time, thus the relationship of a pimp and a prostitute, because a
correct,
man was like, ain't no woman finna pay for what I got, but
yeah,
let me hitch my wagon to this girl right here, and then we both go and do something.
right, right, right.
Now, I
I
think overall, man, like I mean, um, talking about this, man, like yeah, the we ain't going back, and I'm just afraid of
nah.
what's next around the corner. All right,
Well,
man.
what a good thing about that. Let me wrap it up. The good thing about it is we may not go back, but water will seek its own level. It will balance itself out. Again, it may be a phase, it may be a season, but eventually human nature, human biology is going to take over. Like, okay, I've done all of this. Now I want this. Now I want the family. Now I don't want to do this anymore. It just takes over. You can't do that forever, or live that type of lifestyle forever. Some
No.
people can, but I believe like it's going to come back to the original order, the way it's supposed to be.
When it comes back, that shit gonna have low value. Ain't nobody
Very,
gonna
very,
that shit gonna be
and
flapping in the wind. Ain't
and
nobody
it
gonna get
creates
that Lucy.
it's going to create loneliness,
You
man.
gonna like a
It,
turkey neck, man. Ain't nobody trying to
it,
hit that shit.
well, some got turkey neck and ain't even up there yet, but that's another story. But uh, it's it's gonna create loneliness in the world full of 8 billion people, and that's the saddest thing. That's the saddest thing in the world. 8 billion people and you're lonely. That's a terrible feeling.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, so let me go and close this up, man. But I wanna do this differently, man. I want your closing thoughts to be. It was a question that I was asking myself, and I wanted to get your opinion on it as well too. It's just one statement. I'm gonna ask this question, and I just want you to give me one statement. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Answer this question. My life changed when blank. So what you
Hmm.
did something in your life and then your life changed. And we're just gonna leave it at that. This is
Wow.
gonna be a cliffhanger. Or do you want to kick that off on another show? Takes a lot of thinking, huh?
It does.
Okay. Uh, well, that was just a preview of what we're gonna get into at a later show, man. But closing thoughts, man. Just to touch on stereotypes. Um, it's not going anywhere, man. It's good and bad. We use them. We use them when we don't even know that we're using them, man. It's just that's the way of the world, man. There's no way around it. I guess the whole thing is you can have your stereotypes, just don't allow it to affect how you treat somebody or how you how you treat somebody or how you live your life. Because sometimes you could be missing out on something good with those stereotypes. Shout out to the white girl. What's your closing thoughts, Killer?
A great show as always, man. Nice cliffhanger. Uh yeah, man. This is a dope show as always, man. So I
Yeah.
always look forward to these moments, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. This Circa 97. Gutter. And today he just killer, man. We out, y'all. Thanks for joining us, all of our viewers, subscribers, all of that, man. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. We'll be seeing y'all soon.